What's up, guys? This is going to be a recap of Apple's It's Only Rock and Roll event. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's start out with the iPhones and iPods. First off, like every other Apple event, they start out talking about how much they've sold and what they've accomplished. They have sold 30 million iPhones to date. That is a lot. Along with 20 million iPod touches and 220 million iPods have been sold. So selling all those iPods, that gives Apple a 73.8% market share compared to Microsoft's 1.1%. There is currently 75,000 apps in the App Store, which is a ton of apps if you really think about it. And they've had a total of 1.8 billion downloads. So they start off comparing the iPod Touch to the PSP and the Nintendo DS. Now, I think they're all three great gaming platforms. The iPhone's got different things, the PSP's got different things, and the DS has got different things. But they're both great platforms. I'm not saying that the iPod is any better than those, but that's kind of what they were saying. So they did a few demos of some games. First one is Prince of Persia. It looked pretty cool. There was Rhythm Ribbon. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's kind of like a rock band kind of game for the iPhone and iPod Touch. I didn't really get to see these videos of these, so I don't know exactly what that was like to explain it to you in a little bit more detail. But the game I was very excited about was a first-person shooter game called Nova. This offers multiplayer, online, and Bluetooth, so you can play side by side. Along with the one they waited to the end to announce, Madden NFL 2010. So they kind of sort of announced a newer iPod Touch. I've heard a few people call it the third generation, and if you actually look in the firmware file for the new iPods, it is called 3,1, which refers to a third iPod Touch. But basically all they did was upgrade the processor to OpenGL. I think it was 2.0. So now you can get an 8GB iPod Touch for $199. You can get a 32GB iPod Touch for $299, and now they have doubled that, 64GB iPod Touch for $400. I don't know if that's actually the third generation or if there's some other stuff in the third generation iPod Touch that they haven't mentioned that's different from the other iPods, but we will just have to see on that. Now, one thing I was questionable about, I don't know if all the newer iPods, like the 8GB and the 32, are going to have the faster processor. I assume they would because they announced it, but I was thinking maybe possibly just only the 64GB would have the new processor, but they didn't specifically say that, so I guess all the new iPods that are going to be shipped has a faster processor, and I guess is referred to the third generation. I don't know. But we did not see the camera on the iPod Touch like everybody thought we were going to. That stinks. They have upgraded the iPod Classics memory to 160GB for $249. And I guess it's supposed to be cool. You can use more headphones with iPod Shuffle. And now the Shuffle is selling at 2GB for $59 and 4GB for $79. So their biggest announcement today was the iPod Nano. Now they have an update to it. They have a newer Nano out. It has a video camera on the back. It has a mic on the back. It has a speaker on the back. It's got an FM radio. It's got a pedometer, which tracks your walking steps or how many steps you've taken. It's got the voiceover set like in the iPod Shuffle, and it's got voice recording because of the new mic. The 8GB model is selling for $149, and the 16GB model is selling for $179. I don't know if I will probably be getting one to do a review for you guys, show you the video quality and all that, but I don't know, that's a pretty expensive price, $149 for an iPod Nano, when I could pay like $50 more and get an 8GB iPod Touch. But I don't know, maybe you like it like that. And also the iPod Nano is selling in 9 colors now. All of these iPods are going to be available today, but actually they didn't have any of them in my local Apple store, so you may have to wait a day or two to get them in your Apple store. So they did announce one more thing, which was the 3.1 software. They referred to it as 3.1, but the actual firmware file is called 3.1.1. Confused me a bit, but there's a few new features in it. Nothing amazing, but definitely some good upgrades. So let's kind of go down the list of these as fast as possible. You can now organize your iPhone and iPod Touch apps in iTunes while it's plugged up to your computer. We now have Genius for App Store, so you can share your apps that you're downloading and playing. And then we've also got Genius Mixes, which is kind of like a DJ thing, which will play songs continuously through your iTunes library. I don't even use the Genius feature, so that's not going to come in handy to me. You can download ringtones directly to the phone now, and they're starting out with 30,000 ringtones. And the ringtones are going to be selling at $1.29, which I kind of don't think is right, because you can get a song for 99 cents, but a little clip is $1.29. You know you can do those free, right? They have improved syncing for movies, TV shows, music, and all that. You can organize your iTunes U content. You can now redeem promo codes and gift cards and stuff like that in the App Store, which actually we have that now, but it says that's one of the newer features. It will now tell you your iTunes credits in the App Store and iTunes Store. It will now allow you to save video from email and MMS straight into your camera roll. You can now save as new clip when trimming a video. They say it has better 3G and Wi-Fi performance when Bluetooth is on. You can now remotely lock your iPhone via Mobile Me with a passcode. Voice control can be done through a Bluetooth headset now. You can now paste phone numbers into the keypad. And this one I didn't really understand, but it says option to use home button to turn on accessibility features on the iPhone 3GS. It will warn you when you're visiting fraudulent sites. So like if you go to a phishing site, Safari's going to warn you. That's a good thing. They have improved the Exchange calendar syncing and invitation handling. And they have fixed the issue that caused some app icons to display another icon. They announced iTunes 9, which offers Genius Mixes, which is basically using your Genius feature to mix songs together so you can have a continuously playing song, and it'll mix your songs in together. I don't really use Genius, so I'm not probably going to be using that at all. They have improved syncing, and I've heard reports that it stops the Palm Pre from syncing to iTunes, so you get them, Apple, you tell them. We've got app management with your iPhone and iPod. They now allow home sharing, which will allow you to share all the media in your iTunes with 5 different computers in your house. So they basically redid the artist and movie layouts and some look to the iTunes layout and all that to make it better. And they talk about some interactive layouts. I haven't actually got a chance to check that out yet, so I can't go into more detail on that. And iTunes LP, which to my understanding, what I read about it, lets you share with Facebook and Twitter what you're doing in iTunes. And this is available today. So that was basically the recap of the Apple It's Only Rock and Roll event. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned. I'll probably be doing some videos to go into more detail on some of these, such as iTunes 9, do a review of it. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to rate 5 stars, favorite, and subscribe.